What's up, guys? Invader1 here again, and I am back this time with the Volus Vanguard video. And I know you guys are, thinking, man, Invader, you took quite a long time to do a video of the Volus Vanguard. But he came out like right before the holidays, and I don't know. I was just doing a few of the things, and I did play him quite a bit. He's just a lot of fun. He's a really cute little meatball character. But I did a few. I decided to take my time with him and just play him at here and there, and kind of get to understand him a little better. He's actually really good. I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually really like this Vanguard. I like this Volus a lot. I think mostly because of the fact that he has biotic charge and I can get to other parts of the map a little quicker. I can still cloak like all the other Voluses, but the greatest thing that this guy has is that he actually has really good synergy with his powers. I have his biotic charge set up a little differently than I normally would. The only thing that I have a problem with this, the only problem that I have with this character is that he still suffers from some of the issues that Vanguards, the other Vanguards suffer from, which is sometimes you'll try to line up a biotic charge and it just doesn't come out, and you'll see that here in this gameplay. And then there's other times where I actually, for example, there was another instance in the gameplay where I actually tried to biotic charge a Phantom next to a Banshee. And even though I had my cursor on her, I selected her, he decides to charge the Banshee. I don't even know why. But anyways, I'll talk about that a little bit more a little later. I'll talk about some of the issues that Vanguards have. But the cool thing about this guy is that not only does he have biotic charge, but I'm glad that they gave him the biotic orbs. For those of you guys that do not understand biotic orbs, what they do is they give you a recharge speed bonus, so you really don't want to use them all the time. I know that I have a video of the Volus Adept using the Biotic Orbs, and that is great. Don't get me wrong. You want to use the Biotic Orbs. They actually they do quite a few things. Think of them kind of like warp in a way, because they actually they're very good against armor targets and barriers and all. But if the way I play with the Vanguard is that I do not. Since I want to put heavier weapons on him so that he could be a little bit more. How could I say, powerful offensively and actually take enemies down. I actually used the Biotic Orbs on this character just to get the power recharge speed bonus. So actually, let me talk about that a little bit. So Biotic Orbs, if you are kind of leveling it up, the way I have it set up is rank 4. I have it for increased damage in case I actually do use it. Then at least I have the damage, but in reality, either or impact radius or damage is fine. Rank 5, what I'm going for is recharge speed. That's what I'm going for. So I get a recharge speed bonus, and it really helps me out so that I can carry heavy weapons and my recharge speed is still good. So rank 6, I do the same thing. I do go for orb count like that. I increase the number of orbs. I increase one more orb, and it gives me a recharge speed bonus. So recharge speed per orb is 15%. Okay, so if you have let's see, how many orbs does this guy have? So if you have 4 orbs on you, you multiply that by 15, that is your recharge speed bonus. So you could actually, in all honesty, you could actually carry like a Claymore. You could carry a Javelin with this little guy, and your recharge speed will still be great. I mean, you have a great recharge speed bonus. So this is why you'll see in the video, I'm not, I'm not using the orbs. I'm not doing it like, I'm not using him kind of like the Volus Adept. And even the Volus Adept, I may even, kind of switch, maybe create another video on how to use him that way, more of a weapons-based kind of Volus, instead of, trying to do biotic detonations, etc., and just use him more as a weapons character. Because the Voluses, I gotta be honest with you, they did a really good job with the Volus in the sense that, they can tag cloak with their light melee, their heavy melee is really good. They are really decent, very good support characters, but not just that, they're very powerful offensively. As you can see here, I kind of went a little cheap. I know, I went a little cheap. Like I said, you could actually use any heavy weapon on them, and I've been playing with the Claymore quite a bit. this whole week and a half, just been sharpening my Claymore skills. I could have put a Claymore on him, but you know, I went with the Riga Carbine, guys, because since he gets up close and personal, you're gonna want a gun that kind of you know, takes out the enemy, you know, really quickly. Or if you're, you know, if you're in the face, pretty much in the face of the enemy all the time, you definitely want something that'll, you know, that'll take them out. But let me talk about that also. The way I have Biotic Charge is a little different than I normally would, so that this is actually quite important. The way I have Biotic Charge set up is rank 4 at the radius, like normal, like I normally would with any Vanguard. Rank 4, I actually go for weapon synergy instead of power synergy because I don't want to use the orbs afterwards. I want to make sure that as soon as I charge, that's why sometimes you see I'll charge and then shoot, because then my weapon damage is increased by 25%. So you charge and then shoot, then your weapon damage is increased. So that's a great, you know, weapon damage bonus. And rank 6, I go for bonus power, guys. Normally I go for barrier, but this time I actually go for bonus power because the reason I do that is so that I can shield boost immediately right after and get the damage reduction. So sometimes it fails, like for example, you know, with sometimes the Ravagers, they'll bust their sack in front of you, and you're like, oh man, and you don't have enough time at the moment to kind of click on the or press the shield boost. But I actually prefer bonus power here because if you use your charge, sometimes at that moment you'll get the opportunity to use most of the time the shield boost. So you could actually charge, shield boost, and stay right in front of the enemy and not take hardly any damage. So that's actually quite helpful, especially if you're playing Platinum. This is Platinum gameplay, guys. So as always, so you know, obviously this is going to be very suitable for you on Gold, but you know, in all honesty, this little guy actually does really well. And although, you know, I didn't want to go too cheap with him in the sense of the weapons, but I did. I like the Riga Carbine, guys, and I haven't. I put Incendiary rounds 4. You know, I did that. I put a shield booster on this little Volus. I put the Respond the loadout because I wanted to have enough gels, because you never know. You know what I mean? You never know with a Volus if you're how many times you're gonna get down, etc. But his shield boost actually keeps him up. I still have gels at the end, you know, which is great. Now, one thing that did surprise me though here, I gotta be honest with you, there was a few deaths that I had. I was very surprised. You could actually stand toe to toe with a Banshee with the shield boost, with the Volus shield boost, but the damage over time, even if you're shield boosting on a Pyro, he will kill you. He will destroy you. So I definitely recommend to actually charge him first and then immediately shield boost. Or if you're shield boosting, just make sure that you can take them out quickly, because they're very hard to stagger now. They're pretty boss. I gotta be honest. The Pyros are something else right now. But they were actually able to take me out even when I was shield boosting right in front of them, and it's kind of good that I had the Rieger. You see, look at this situation right here. It's just the Pyros are no joke. I was a little surprised by that. I mean, you can stand in front of a Prime, you can stand in front of Banshee. I mean, you know, don't stand like directly in front of her, but you know, close to almost being in front of her, at least at an elevation or something, and the shield boost, then you'll be fine. But that, you know, that kind of surprised me. I guess the Pyros, especially on Platinum, they have, you know, quite a bit of a lot of DPS. So that was another thing. Now, one of the things that I did, guys, is that I kind of treated this build, you know, pretty typical in the sense of that I did a 6-6-6-5-3 build. This is not a melee build. Melee builds, I really don't do them on Platinum. I really don't. I go more for, especially for Volus, I'll go for more for a weapons type of build or a powers build. That's pretty much what, for me, is more effective on Platinum. But if you are like playing it on Gold, etc., then you could probably go off of the Volus training and just remove it entirely and go for fitness and just put melee on like 4, 5, 6. I didn't do that here. Now, if you go for, you know, for example, if you go into his fitness, what you do is a rank 4, you go for melee damage, rank 5 martial artist, and then rank 6, he actually, his fitness is different than, in that last section, it's actually different from than everybody else. Rank 6, he has either power synergy or fitness expert. You could either get more health and shield bonuses, which really doesn't matter for this guy. He's still going to be pretty weak. So I would go for power synergy, increase the melee damage bonus by 30%, increase power damage bonus by 30%. That's if, if you're going for a melee build. So what you would do is just remove Volus training, alright, almost entirely, and just put it all in fitness. But I prefer to keep Volus training because it makes his biotic charge very powerful. It gives him over 1,000 force, which is what you need to stagger phantoms. For those of you guys that know, to stagger a phantom with biotic charge, you have to have at least 1,000 force. Okay, so you need at least I think 3 points on Volus training to get your biotic charge up to that. Let me see, I'll take Volus training, weapon damage, power man. Yeah, you need at least the 3 ranks to actually be able to stagger a phantom. So your biotic charge has to have at least 1,000 force, and that goes for all vanguards, guys. That goes for the Drell Vanguard, that goes for the Nova Guard, that goes for all the vanguards. You gotta have at least 1,000 force to stagger the phantom. You charge her first, she kind of staggers back, and then it gives you a moment to shoot, or Nova Guard, or whatever. So in the situation with my Volus, it allows me to, since I have it set up for weapon synergy, I charge, my weapon damage increases by 25%, and this is where my character, look at this, guys. Oh, that was absolutely awesome. I aimed at the phantom. I aimed at the darn phantom, and she. That was so frustrating. So yeah, so this part of the video, guys, you guys get to watch some of the guys play here. I was actually supposed to play with Elite Danny. He was actually in the chat room while we were playing to talk about a little bit about DLC. So I am going to talk about the DLC in the next video. We do have a little bit of information, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information I do have on the next video. But I am going to get Elite Danny, who is actually the one true shot from the forums, to talk about, pretty much talk about what new DLC we have coming out. Also, there was something that was announced, and I think what I'm going to do is also I'm going to take out time to just put a link, a link to the announcement here on the bottom of this video, if I can find it. If not, I'll get it for you guys in the next video. If it's not there, then I'll get it for the next video for sure. But anyways, guys, this is some of the, this is what I was talking about earlier. These are some of the issues that you have. You got to be careful with his biotic charge. I specifically aimed at the Phantom, had my crosshair in the Phantom, and when I charged, the Banshee just went right ahead and said, "No, I think I am going to pick you up and I am going to eat you." So she pretty much nom on my face, and that was pretty much all that happened there. So anyways, it is what it is. Now, let me tell you guys what's been going on this week, and I have actually been playing with the 2 winners for the name of this this Volus, for this Volus Vanguard video, and that's why I call it the TwinkyGuard, even though it has a Y. Normally I think the Twinkies is with the IE, but still, whatever. I picked the name, and he's the guy from PS3, Sergino. What I've been doing is I've been playing Platinum over there and some Gold over there with him, mostly Gold. He seems to enjoy Gold a lot more, and it's been pretty cool. I gotta be honest with you, I can still only hold 2 gels on PS3. For whatever reason, the store is trolling me, but I can finally hold 4 missiles. I still could only hold 2 ops packs and 2 ammo, whatever. But I don't know. We've been having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much what I've been doing. I've been doing that, and also playing a lot of pugs, just to get my Claymore skills up to par. So I'm thinking I want to do something with the Claymore later on, guys, because I've been really just working my reload canceller like you have no idea, because I want to do a few things with the Claymore, characters that use the Claymore, at least characters that I use the Claymore with. So that's a lot of what I've been doing. That's why even times it's interesting. Last night I went into a pug game, and right away somebody recognized me. They're like, "Oh, when's the next video coming out?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's coming out, tomorrow." But then at the same time I was like, "Hey, I'm just practicing my Claymore skills, and I'm just using all the characters that I play Claymore with to just get really fast." And you guys saw a little bit of that on the previous video, pugging collectors. You saw me use the Claymore, do a lot of reload canceling. It's a little faster if I were on the PC, but I'm not a PC guy yet. Mostly on the Xbox, and that's been a lot of fun. The other thing is, guys, I have to give a shout out to the PS3 players, guys. I've been playing PS3, Mass Effect on PS3 here quite a bit, and I gotta be honest with you, I would say anywhere from bronze to silver games are pretty smooth from gold and to platinum. It depends, but most of the time the frame rate issues are really bad. And the delays are it's just not as fast as here as on the Xbox, or especially on the PC. The PC is the fastest, but that really surprises me. So at the same time, I have to give a shout out to the PS3 players. The fact that you guys can do what you do on the PS3, and you guys are used to it. You guys, I posted a comment on the Bioware social network about it, and a lot of people were like, "Whoa, we're so used to it, we don't know any better. We didn't even know that the differences." And one guy actually pointed it out, saying that, "Hey, I've watched your videos and I've watched some other videos. I'm surprised how seamless, how quick you guys are, the frame rate and everything. It's just so fast." And I'm just, it's just there's a big difference in that. So I have to give a shout out to you guys for actually being able to play Mass Effect the way you guys play it, and at the same time, do really well. So that's a little shout out to you PS3 players. So anyway, so going back to what I was talking about, I am actually been practicing my Claymore skills quite a bit, and I've gotten to the point that it's just I've become quite a beast for it right now. I'm actually proud of myself because I've always been able to play the Claymore, but the thing is, I enjoy more casters like adepts, engineers. I enjoy the soldiers, and yeah, you can use the Claymore and soldier, but I always use like assault rifles and pistols and stuff like that. Because if I'm using a unit soldier, I was using concussive shot a lot, or grenades, and adrenaline rush, that kind of thing. And now that I'm using the Claymore quite a bit, I'm just having so much fun with it. But I've been really just testing my Claymore skills to the point that I'm trying to make my skill level to the point that my reload canceling is so fast that I am just literally destroying everything. And not only that, there's a reason why. It's because I have a build for you guys that for platinum collectors that it's extremely powerful. So I'm working on that. Again, I have tons of collector videos. I mean, that's fine. You can fight the collectors with anybody. Oh, and by the way, guys, I want to talk about that a little bit. I made a claim on my previous video, pugging with collectors, and I just want you guys to know, when I said I was the first guy to do anything on collectors, it wasn't to brag or anything like that. Although most of you guys didn't seem to take it that way, but I did get one comment that seemed to maybe you guys. Maybe somebody thought that it was a brag. What I was trying to say is that I understand collectors quite well. I've been playing them since the beginning. I've played them quite a bit. I understand their animations. I actually understand what they're doing. So that's what I meant. And also at the same time, for you guys that do not know, Kanigas 2500, which is his channel, PowerStream 2500, he's a friend of mine. He's a buddy of mine. We used to schedule videos quite a bit. We don't schedule as much anymore because he's doing some other different things, and so am I. But we know each other. We played together almost, a few times in the week. So what we did is that first day that the collectors of the DLC came out, we both scheduled our videos. He was actually doing a gold solo with the collectors, and I was doing a team-based video. That's pretty much that's the way our relationship has been all this time. So when he finished his, he had already finished processing because he did a gold solo. It doesn't take that much time to do a solo, etc. I had to schedule an entire team, so by the time my video finished processing, it was already midnight. So I did get some messages about that. So I apologize, guys. It's nothing. Not trying to be prideful or not trying to be crazy about stuff like that. I just the whole point of it was saying that, hey, I can give you advice about collectors because I've been playing collectors quite a bit since the beginning, and I've seen the changes that has happened to them. So again, nothing against my buddy Kanigas at all, and I actually put an annotation in the video letting everyone know that he did do his gold solo. So yeah, we were pretty much the first guys to do anything on collectors. So anyways, that's that, guys. So yeah, just want to make sure, because I've also had a lot of people don't realize this, but Kanigas and I promote each other's channels. His channel is set up on mine, and mine is on his. So we know each other. We're cool buddies. We actually dual competition right now for Mass Effect 3. It's a duo, I think championship of 2 or something like that. We're trying to get whoever can get the highest points as a duo team. on dual gold, etc. So we know each other quite well, guys. So yeah, all the credit due to him for his gold solo on the first day also. Alright, so now, guys, on this little Volus Vanguard, I gotta be honest with you, I do like him. I really do like him. I didn't think that I was gonna like him. I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought this is gonna be kind of ridiculous. I thought he was gonna be mostly just for fun, like this little bowling ball just flying around the map. But he's actually really good offensively. He's got the Biotic Orbs, he's got Attack Cloak, he's got the Biotic Charge, which gives him an additional weapon damage bonus, so that's why you charge and then shoot. So he's actually really good. I actually prefer him over the Volus Adept now, in all honesty. So if I were to play a Volus, I would actually play the Vanguard. The only problem with him is just he still has those issues that the Vanguards do have. He's gonna sometimes you're gonna be right in front of an enemy and he just won't charge. I mean, you got it lined up, or and you just can't charge. So you'll have those kind of issues. So you're gonna depend a lot on shield boost. But when you can charge to get the additional weapon damage bonus, you definitely should. So now Hero's getting knocked out. So this is why I use the respond to loadout with the little boluses, because you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes you get, a random stray shot that'll just mess you up, and that's just, it is what it is. But yeah, guys. By the way, I'm changing a little bit of the format, as you guys can tell. I will always put the builds at the end, so the build you can see it, and you can see here exactly what I did. So, anyways, guys, congratulations to the PS3 winner and the Xbox winner, and you guys, I will have quite a few more videos coming up. So Invader 1 out, and I hope you enjoyed this. Take care, guys, and see you in the next video.